mula sa Asian Community Development Council. Ito ang Fil-Am in Focus. Mondays at 12 noon, right here on PHLV Radio.
Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat and welcome to another episode of Fil-Am in Focus, a program by the Asian Community Development Council or ACDC, wherein we discuss successes, issues, and opportunities affecting Filipino Americans. I am Edelweiss Solano, your host. The first day of school for Clark County School District is less than a month away, and Cox Communication is hosting back-to-school fairs in major retail locations in the Valley to get students and their parents prepared. So the first of these years, fair actually kicked off last Saturday, July 13 at the Galleria at the Sunset in Henderson. And to share more details about this event, we have Tamar Hoapili. She is the manager of community relations at Cox Communication. In her position, Tamar oversees the company's community, charity, charitable, and education outreach initiatives, including managing a 2 million annual budget. She leads the development and management of key employee and community-centric programs, including digital equity, Cox Charities, and Cox Volunteers. As an active community leader, Tamar currently serves as the chair for the Las Vegas Clark County Library District Foundation and as a board member for After School All Stars Las Vegas. She supports the Las Vegas Hawaiian Civic Club, which shares a passion for her native Hawaiian culture and was recognized with the Community Achievement Award from the Asian American Group for her role in making a positive difference in Southern Nevada. So, Tamar, welcome and thank you for joining us.
Aloha, Vice. Aloha, welcome. Thank you so much for inviting me to this wonderful, wonderful talk that we're going to have today.
Yeah, excited to speak with you. And there are four back to school fairs that are planned over the next few weekends, and one of
Mhm.
which actually started July 13, last Saturday. And can you describe the types of services and information that were available for students and
Of
parents?
Of course. Well, first of all, let me start off. The Cox Back to School Fair. We have been here in Southern Nevada for about 17 years, right? We've been here for 17 years, and we visit four malls each summer, right? Leading the 4 weeks prior to school. And so you're right. Last week we were at the Galleria at Sunset Mall. Coming up, we'll be at the Boulevard on July 20th. We'll be at the downtown Summerlin on July 27th, and we'll be at Meadows Mall right before school starts on August 3rd. And the great thing is
Mm.
our back to school fairs, they're a one-stop shop for our parents, right? So the parents can come and get everything from registration, meal plan, transportation, anything that they need with the school district, because the school district will be there. Then we've partnered with Smith's Pharmacy to provide immunizations, right? So we've got, if your child needs immunizations, come on over. They can pull up which vaccinations you need and get immunized right there on the spot. And then, of course, we've got nonprofit and businesses that are there providing any before school, information, after school information, and all, again, anything that you need for back to school.
Oh, what's a wonderful event for both students and parents. And how many estimated participants were there last Saturday?
Wow. Well, you know what? I just got the numbers and there were about 5,000 in attendance. And I always say
Oh my
estimate because, there could be more, right? But definitely about 5,000 was the number that I was given. And it's great because these parents can, they can get, all this information from, like I was saying, our partners, especially our nonprofits. So I know that ACDC has been there for many, many years, providing information on how that nonprofit can help the parents and the students with back to school. We've got the Boys and Girls Clubs, we've got the YMCA. Again, anything that the parent might need, whether it be back to school or whether it be just for student to help their students, we've got it there. So really, really excited.
And you mentioned that these are all in the Boulevard Mall. at
Mhm.
downtown Summerlin, and conducting an event during the summer necessitates an indoor venue. Most especially, there was an extreme heat wave last week in Las Vegas. So,
Yes.
how important it is to have fairs at the retail location.
Well, again, the purpose is to provide all this the necessary information for the parents, but knowing that Southern Nevada is just we've got heat here, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
definitely we look at these mall partners because it's an opportunity for the parents to still stay hydrated, stay in the cool, and we know downtown Summerlin is outside, but let me tell you, they've got all these great coverings and they do a great job with misters and all of that. So it's not uncomfortable. It's actually pretty comfortable because they also have the farmers market on the first floor as well. So it's very enjoyable event.
So it's a one-stop shop, as you mentioned
Yes.
earlier. Like after
Yes.
after going through visiting all of the vendors, they can, go to the restaurant and eat if they're in the mall, or
Yes.
even watch a movie. That's a perfect venue for such an event.
Well, and I mean, my children are much older now, but they're in their 20s. But
Mm-hmm.
the reality is as parents, especially today, we're so busy, right? We many of us work hybrid work schedules. Some go in the office, some don't, and so the time that has taken to get your student, your child ready for school, we've only got this much time, right? And so to go to this one stop shop. It might take you 2 or 3 hours, but you are getting everything you need from the school district. You're getting all your immunizations, updated. You can get any school student necessary information from the nonprofit vendors that stop by, right, to provide information. Then you can, like what you were saying, it's at a mall, so you can go and get some back to school attire if it's needed. So again, one day you take a Saturday, come on over to one of the three remaining malls that we have, and just get your student ready for back to school.
That's amazing to hear. And um, on your website, it says that is our community outreach programs primarily support youth, family, and education initiatives. So, what are the main goals and objectives of this year's back to school fair?
Wow. Well, that's a great question, advice. Well, again, as a company, I'm going to expand our focus areas to share with you is not only is it education K through 12, right? It's also diversity, and it's also environment and sustainability. That's our company's focus areas, right? But for this year, for back to school, again, we're focusing on our K through 12, as well as one of our core social responsibilities, which is digital equity. Right, it is
Mhm.
providing low cost internet service to our families that need them. And so digital equity, bridging that digital divide, is no stranger to Cox Communications. We have been offering low cost internet service since 2012 to the communities that we serve through a program called Connect to Compete. And it is only $9.95 for families that have children in K through 12 and that they are on government assistance, right? And it could be anything from public housing, SNAP, TANF, free reduced lunch program, right? Any government assistance, you qualify, right? And so you can just go to cox.com/digital equity. And then from there, the parent can complete a very short application, and if they qualify, they will automatically get the $9.95 rate for internet service for the home. And as you and I know, because we've chatted about this in the past, the pandemic definitely shown a spotlight, right, on the internet needs in the home. And so we're just fortunate as a company, again, in the communities that we serve, that we're able to help those families, connect to internet so the student can do their schoolwork, right? That they can still stay up to speed with their school and their schoolwork.
Yeah, absolutely, because it is an having an internet at home is an essential tool for the children's education.
Yes.
And will there be a social security check or credit check when a parents apply for the Connect to Compete package?
No, there is none at all. There is none at all. It's actually part of the what I call the benefits of it. In fact, there's a free modem that's included, and there's no contract. It's just again, we're here to help bridge that digital divide, and we're trying to remove those barriers, right? That has kind of hindered some parents from a wanting to sign, a 3 to 4 year contract, right? Having to purchase the modem, right? And so, with that, we've also partnered with some nonprofit organizations, PCs for People, in which they provide complimentary, I take that back, they provide low cost equipment for families, whether it be a laptop or a desktop. And when I say low cost,
Mhm.
it could be like $50 or $100, depending what you're looking for. So just go to PCs for People, again, their website, let them know that you are a Connect to Compete customer, and again, you have to qualify being on government assistance, and they will ship out a laptop or a desktop to you for the low cost.
Wow, that's a great initiative of Cox Communication. And these information, are they available during the back to school fairs?
Yes, yes. Cox will have a table talking about digital equity. I will be there. A couple of my coworkers will be there. So please stop by, ask any questions, and I can even help you, or we can help you, apply for Connect to Compete right there, or at least show you information on it if needed.
And if for some reason they are unable to go to any of the back to school fair events, they would just go to the website cox.com, and then they would just search for the Connect to Compete program, and
Yeah,
from there they'll see.
yeah, it's actually much easier. You can go to cox.com/digital equity, and it'll take you right to our low cost internet programs, because there might be people that don't have children K through 12, right? So they won't qualify for Connect to Compete. So we do have another low cost internet program, which is called Connect Assist. And those might be
Mhm.
for families without children, that might be for seniors, might be for veterans. So again, we know that internet is just becomes so much more important in today's day and age. So we want to make sure that, that everybody can afford it.
And Tamar, you've been conducting this event for many years. So what kind
Yes.
of questions and concerns do you normally receive from parents?
Well, for number one is, parents come and it can be overwhelming, right? It really can be. Just going to this event, which might have 5,000 people, and just trying to navigate your way through the event. So my advice actually really is to just make sure that you know what questions or what booths that you want to visit. You can go to coxknowledgecollege.com. We have a listing of all of our partners there, so you can actually do some pre-work, just because it can be crazy, right? But another thing too, which is great, is most of our vendors that are attending, they're providing school supplies. I know that Cox,
Wow.
we're giving away, a limited supply. We've got about 500 backpacks that we'll give away. That's a real hot item for parents. But we've got backpacks. Some other booths will be, giving out rulers and pencils and highlighters and so forth. So that might be a way to help cut some of the back to school supply costs. But again, it is supplies are limited, right? So I recommend that folks come at the beginning of the fairs, just to ensure that you could get some of those supplies if you need it.
Yeah, because those supplies are very costly, and for some of the vendors to provide those giveaways and as well as
Yes,
cost
yes,
background, that's gonna be very
right,
helpful for the parents
right.
to be able
Well,
to see.
and in addition to back to school, I wanted to share, I mean, it is focused on back to school, definitely, but our nonprofit partners provide additional information. So for example, ACDC has a food insecurity program. So if you are in need of help for food, stop by the ACDC booth, right? If you need before or after school care, like I was saying, stop by, the Boys and Girls Clubs. If you are looking for, camps to go to during spring break, winter break, and so forth. YMCA is there. So again, there are many different, nonprofits that are there, offering not just back to school help, but just help in general for your household.
Right, yeah, from, for other government benefits and other
Yes,
resources.
yes. It's resources, definitely. That's the word, resources. Yes.
Mhm. And you mentioned earlier that in addition to getting the kids notebooks, pencils, backpacks, it's for parents to remember to vaccinate their child before school begins. So how does the partnership with Smith's Pharmacy and First Person Care Clinic work? What are the vaccines that are provided during the event?
Well, I'm not sure what specific vaccines. I apologize. I should have brought that information, but I do know that it's whatever is required. So they have what happens is when the parent enters the immunization area, they do have a check-in desk, and there are some students from the university that will look up your name in a program called WebIZ, or look up your child's name, and then it will say what vaccinations are needed, right? And then from there, you can go through the Smith's Pharmacy. If you have insurance, you'll go through the Smith's Pharmacy line. But if you don't have insurance, then you go, like, let's say, or you might be on Medicaid or so forth. Then you can go, with our other provider that's there that can help you provide the complementary vaccines that are so needed for our and immunizations that are needed for our students today to enter school.
Oh, that's great. That's great to know for anyone who is listening. Um, but on our program, basically go to any of the Cox Fair events and have your child vaccinated and not just have these resources available for you.
Right.
And and for anyone in the future, like local businesses or organizations who wants to get involved or support Cox Back to School Fair, how can they do it?
They just go to our Cox Knowledge College site. There is a contact, field there. So just send me an email, and I'll get all the information. And again, if you have even questions about back to school, even after this is just send me an email there, and I'll be more than happy to respond.
Okay, great. And Tamar, you have been with Cox Communications for more than 2 decades.
25 years. I
Wow.
just got my certificate of appreciation in the mail last week, Friday. 25 years I've worked for this wonderful company.
Oh, wow. That congratulations. That's
Thank you.
amazing.
Thank you.
So, what has been your most rewarding experience working with Cox?
You know, I'll be honest, there's too many to name, but I think one of the most rewarding just programs that we did was during the pandemic, and we were helping teachers. So many the government, nonprofits, they were all helping the students, right, and the families, which is definitely, it was definitely needed, but our teachers needed the help, and so we put together a project in which we were able to help 100 teachers, give them complimentary internet service, our highest level, which is Gigablast, for 1 year. And it was so nice because the teachers had to submit like an essay of why we need it. And like, let me tell you, the stories that I read, I wish I could have given it to every single application that came in. And I'm going to tell you, we had about 2 to 3 thousand applicants, and I only could do 100. But yeah, that was very rewarding to know that our company helped these teachers, provide great education to their students through our services through the internet.
Oh, wow. Thank you for sharing that. That's
Yeah.
amazing. I know pandemic brought um, a lot of things that,
Yeah.
exposed us to
Right.
that,
Right.
to,
Right.
our community. So
But I will tell you.
for
uh,
Cox Communications to be able to provide that, not just for students.
Yes, but
Mm-hmm.
but I will say, outside of the
Go ahead.
pandemic and this one, I will tell you that my heart has always been in the back to school fair, right? Because I helped start it, 17 years ago, and just to see it grow from, we were only at one mall to now four malls, which is great. But knowing how it's really helped serve our community, helped our parents, and it's something that our community looks forward to.
Mm-hmm.
Today it's hey, when's the back to school fair? And so really, really excited on the fairs, on how it's definitely helped our community and helped our parents getting their kids ready for school.
So it has evolved over the years.
Definitely. Oh, yes. Yeah. We were first only at Boulevard Mall. and now we're at all four malls. So yeah, it's I know, right?
Yeah. Wow, what a success story for
Thank you.
thing. And before we close this episode, Tamar, what is the best piece of advice that you can give to fellow parents?
Well, the best piece of advice is, I mean, first, number one is, like I was saying, get ready for school. Look at the vendors. Come with your questions. Know which vendors that you need to visit, to just ensure that your student, has the best experience possible getting ready to go back to school. Because school is just, I mean, school is it wasn't how it was when I was in school, right? But again, I went
Mhm.
to a small school back in the islands. But it's just that one thing for parents, and as a parent myself, I always say, just take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Before you know it, your kids are going to be like mine, where my oldest turns 26 this year, and I still remember him taking him to his first day of school. So it goes by pretty quickly. Deep breaths, enjoy the moment, and just be prepared to get them back to school.
And attend those school fairs. So
And
Tamar,
yes,
yes,
attend our school fair. Yes, I should
yeah.
have said that at the beginning.
No, and then Tamar. So briefly, give us the website information and when all of the back to school events happen.
Okay, so the remaining back to school fair events, and it's the Cox Back to School Fair, which is presented by Centennial Subaru. Our next one is Saturday, July 20th, and it is at the Boulevard Mall. It's from 11 to 3 p.m. That one we will be doing immunizations. Downtown Summerlin, Saturday, July 27th. That one is from 9 to 1. And then Meadows Mall, which is Saturday, August 3rd, that is from 11 to 3. And that one we will be doing immunizations at. So those are our remaining three back to school fairs. And again, really excited.
Well, thank you, Tamar. So I'd like to invite our audience to visit Fox Back to School Fair starting again this Saturday, July 20 at the Boulevard Mall from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. and then downtown Summerlin and at Meadows Mall on August 3rd. So thank Tamar. Thank
You're
you
so
so much
welcome.
for the opportunity to talk to you and share about this exciting event.
Anytime, anytime. And I forgot to let you know, coxknowledgecollege.com is the website. So you can go there for more information. But again, thank you so much, Edelweiss. Thank you. Thank you. I love this opportunity to share, and let me know if you need anything else.
Yes, Tamer, love, it was amazing talking to you and maraming salamat for listening and watching Fil-Am in Focus, a program by the Asian Community Development Council or ACDC. For more information about ACDC, please visit our website at acdcnv.org and follow us on our social media channel. Abangan po ang susunod naming episode hanggat sa muli. Maraming salamat!